Welcome, everyone, to Tempe, Arizona and Mountain America Stadium, home to the Arizona State Sun Devils, where Sparky and his gang have been sharpening those pitchforks in anticipation of this one. What a showdown we have in store. A couple of Big 12 teams squaring off in what could prove to be a huge game. As we'll see, the Oklahoma State Cowboys taking on the Arizona State Sun Devils. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Sun Devils will get us started with the opening kickoff. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Offense set on first down. The give to the tailback. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Dropping back, it's Bowman. Out of the backfield, he's open. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
I like the running back there on the route, the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Running to the left. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator to pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
And the Cowboys have their offense in high gear. Leaves it with the back. Headed to the end zone. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with an exclamation point, running it in from the 19. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Offense getting set for first down. Wide receiver shows motion. They'll toss it to the left. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
Using the quick game. And the Sun Devils are stopped, but not before getting the first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They'll leave it with him. Dances away from the D. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
I know the passing game sells, the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
It's a reverse. And he didn't squeeze it, it's loose. The defense scoops it up and they're bringing it back.
Offensive players, when they got the ball in their hand, they're trying to make plays, right? Trying to make you miss. There's nothing better than closing that gap and sticking that head right in that guy's chest and causing a fumble.
Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive.
Nothing but green ahead. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
They'll run it in the red zone. It's Gordon. Headed to the end zone. And he rolls into the house. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. They wasted no time on that drive. 2 plays, touchdown just like that.
14, Arizona State, 0.
Kickoff team has the ball teed up and they're about ready to go. Looks like he's going to try to return it. And he loses the ball deep in his own end. Oh, the offense very fortunate to fall on that football.
Wow, they narrowly avoid disaster there. They fumble the kick return, and if that goes to the other team, all the momentum is no longer with them. So a nice job being able to pounce back on that, and the head coach breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Arizona State has the ball back, and the offense making its way onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
What's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out on the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
Now the defense will try to rise up on 3rd and short from the 21. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The Sun Devils will punt this one away. He'll try to really get into this one. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. And the return man will have no chance as the ball sails out of bounds. Oklahoma State has it back and the offense is on the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to pass. It's Bowman. It's complete to the left. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
That receiver found the open space in the zone coverage, and as a defense, honestly, you just throw your hands up on that because they covered it pretty well. It was just a good play call and really nice execution.
They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half.
Timeout, Arizona State.
See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Power football with the run. At the 40, there he goes. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
The Cowboys have it with a 1st and 10. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Motion from the offense. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Right down the middle. Touchdown, Cowboys! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
Number 1, catch and score.
Getting set for the point after.
Followed for the extra point.
And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish things up with a dart from 24 yards out. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Fair catch called for and made. Arizona State is going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy on the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up in a long yardage situation, now it becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
Quickly out to the tight end. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down.
They pick up the 1st down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long. This one from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. finds a man on the left. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practiced, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
The give. Gets it past the marker for a first down, and that's the way we will wrap up the first quarter. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. First down to start the drive after the break. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. Got it inside the 30 before he's finally pulled down at the 25. It's a gain of 6.
I think the toss does a really good job of getting the football on the edge quickly. You know, you toss it out there to the running back. You better block the defensive end. That's priority number one. Good job blocking the defensive end, getting a nice positive game on the toss play.
They'll put the tight end in motion. Here they're trying to get it to the edge. Oh, he gave him the limp leg. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
It's a really nice job of the offense mixing it up on this drive. We've seen some nice plays throwing it, and how about that one running it too? Great push up front.
And the Sun Devils will try to put one on the board on first and goal. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Trying to pound their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Arizona State. After the score, we'll see if that breathes a little fire into them.
And you see it all the time, right? You get that score, you get that energy, the crowd gets involved, and the defense got to get out and get you a stop. But this was step one to getting them back in the ballgame.
He'll bring it out. It's Presley. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. Fast motion from the offense. Going up top on first down. And he throws down the gut of the defense. It's incomplete. second down. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. It's a draw. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And how about the timing of the linebacker on the blitz to get in the backfield and get the tackle for loss?
Is there anything better for a linebacker than to run on a blitz and nobody's home except the back?
Such a great feeling when the Moses parts the Red Sea and the hole opens up and you go fill it.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Back to throw, it's Bowman. He's going to let it go. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. And the Cowboys will call on their punt team. They'll look to pin them deep. Hauls it in, looking for space. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Arizona State has the ball back in the offense, making its way onto the field. The last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly found that dude. They score here, we're in for a ball game.
Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
In the gun and looking to throw on third down. Got the quick pass. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. And on that third and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it was a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this third down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense. Well, he did everything he could to try to avoid all those defenders, but at the end, it's still a negative play. Tackle for loss.
One defender, then the next one. The blitzing guy got a shot at him. Everybody had a shot. It took a while to get him down.
Yeah, great effort by that defense, not quitting on the play.
Throws for the tight end. He's got it. They get him down at the 34-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup and a first down.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
The Sun Devils come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback checking off. They'll try the outside to the left. Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32.
I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Offense gets set for second down. Now on the option. Now the pitch. Just finds that little crevice, and he's still up. And he caught that pitch in stride and was off to the races. A big gain and a first down for this offense.
And with that run, he goes over 100 yards. We knew coming into this game tonight, they wanted to force feed him the football. They knew to win the game, they were going to have to establish the running game and be the more physical team in the trenches. You turn around and give this guy the ball, good things generally happen, and we've seen that over the course of this game.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Sun Devils.
Now that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
He'll bring it out. It's Presley. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback.
Oklahoma State offense will take over. First and 10.
Oklahoma State has it back and the offense is on the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
6-yard pickup on first down. Leaves him with 2nd and 4. Back to pass. It's Bowman. They're bringing heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws downfield. He's trying to get to his check down, but that pressure gets to him, and the hit forced the incomplete.
They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. The snap sets up the throw. Going to try to pop one on the screen. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. Using his legs, it's Gordon. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a 1st down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on 1st down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get 1st downs like that run right there.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Movement here from the tight end. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Complete to the left. Brings him down at the 48. It's a gain of 15 and a 1st down.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several 1st downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Catch in the middle. It's Presley. On the move at the 30. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. The Cowboys come to the line with a new set of downs. Out of the gun to give to the back. Got some room, entered to the goal line. And you'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Look, it's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hit in the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Arizona State is going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On third down, going up top. He's got his man across the middle. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer.
Timeout, Arizona State.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Wide out in motion. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. On second down, he's looking downfield. Finds his big tight end. He'll be tackled at the 49 after a pickup of 5. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime. And the Cowboys will kick it off to start the second half. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Arizona State has the ball back in the offense, making its way onto the field. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive, just like they do at the start of the game. They've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring drive.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here will be huge.
Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Trying to get to it. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
There's nothing better than being a defensive lineman in a defense period that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody really, really quiet. That's a great feeling.
And the Sun Devils have enough for the first down.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go, hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
Gets it out fast. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And when you're running the ball well, QBs love going to play action. You get the linebackers starting to suck up closer to the line of scrimmage. They're keying on those running backs. And
it's loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Oh, and it's a hit like that that will absolutely light up the sideline, light up the stadium, change the momentum, and help you win a football game, because that hit is what caused that fumble.
Off the play fake on first down. The sweet feet buy a little time. He'll pull it down. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
And that's why these quarterbacks are just so hard to defend. It's a pass play. He drops back. First down. Got to play the whole field up. Scrambles around. Runs for a first down. New set of downs. New set of problems.
On the ground, it's Gordon. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Dropping back, it's Bowman. And they get the sack right out of the gate.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And I don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
A 3rd and long coming up here. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Trying to beat the D deep. And he makes the catch inside the 10. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
And a big reason why this team has the lead in this game is because of plays like that. They know they've got firepower throwing the ball. They've got the dudes outside that can make things happen. You saw it in the first half, and you see it here again early in the 3rd quarter.
The defense calls the timeout. They're 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together. The Cowboys have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Dragged down at the 6 after a pickup of 2. On 2nd and goal. The run up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Unsuccessful 2nd down, and now I'm immediately thinking, I got a little bit more than I want, so what are my pass plays? What am I going to get into here offensively to try to have success on 3rd down?
Defensive coordinators have to make a stand. To the ground with the back. And he'll be brought down.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring that.
So you know the defense is going to be king too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
That is no good. Missed the field goal, missed the chance to make it a 3-possession game. It's still a 14-point lead, guys. Arizona State is going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8 ball. I mean, this offense has to do something, put it together. You got a deficit, Palmer. You need some mojo. Something needs to go your way.
At this point of the game, they've got to score touchdowns every time they have possession.
So after the first down run, here's second down. Give to the single back. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Hard running there. The Sun Devils will have a first down.
I don't need it to be pretty. I just need my inches. Third down in inches. Nice job by getting the first down. Always fall forward, play physical. Don't get east and west. Stay north and south. Nice job by the running back.
And the Sun Devils will snap it on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. He makes the connection, and he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Nice job there to limit the running room, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
And he just does enough to get that first down. It wasn't pretty. It's not going to look great on the stat sheet. I know he ran a very long way to go get that 1 or 2 yards to move the sticks, but at the end of the day, awesome individual effort to keep this drive going.
The Sun Devils are moving quickly down the field. They'll throw it on first down. Makes the catch. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Man, that is how you bring the wood. Great job by the defense. He only gets a yard, and he makes him pay for it with a nice physical tackle.
It's now second down after the short completion. Looking for space. It's Scatterbo. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
Man, there's not a running back in the country that doesn't want to get fed and get fed and get fed. And he has been. He's been fed, and now he's up to 150 yards. So great productive day for this running back and create a lot of balance on this offense.
They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. He's got the tight end. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
To the air on first down. Quickly complete. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
Running back searching for a hole. And he's got enough for a first down. Now to see if they have enough time to snap it again here in the 3rd.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Oklahoma State 28, Arizona State 14.
defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. They'll ride the hot hand. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else. It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal?
Let's go! Go! Yep.
Quarterback checking the play.
Go over! Go over!
On the option. Touchdown, Arizona State! You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby. So they get that score that they so desperately needed, and now they've got a chance to pull this one out.
Defense has got to give them a chance. The defense needs to get the ball back to them quickly so they can march down the field and try and score and narrow the gap again. This offense, they have the playmakers to come back and win this football game. They're going to need some help from the defense.
21.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. The give to the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
If you're the defense, you know that running back is the guy you've now got to stop. He's had a lot of touches in this game. Yes, he's made a lot of plays, but you've got a chance to win here. If you're going to do that, you need to take him away.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. To the air, it's Bowman. Working that left side. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
Listen, as the game goes along, you start to figure out what that defense does. And that offense, I think they got a really good clue that that corner route continues to be open. I'd keep hitting it.
Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. The give to the back. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down and 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Feeling some heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Oh, you know what time it is when the defense gets that stop on 3rd down. Fist up in the air. Nice job getting to the quarterback, putting some pressure on him, hitting him, forcing the incompletion. 4th down, baby.
ball back and the offense making its way onto the field. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
He fires a bullet to the right. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup.
Well, that's exactly why you practice these 2-minute situations. The quarterback knew exactly where to go. He's trying to work the sideline, save some clock. Great route by the receiver getting open, making the catch, getting out of bounds. And this drive is off to a pretty good start.
Wide receiver shows motion. Working that left side now. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack. It seems like every single time they decide to run the ball.
And not much running room. He had to break a tackle and still break another.
But that's what coaches always emphasize, too. Never assume. And that pass picked off. Good return on the interception.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
Oklahoma State has it back and the offense is on the field. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
Oh, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
Time is on their side, and they're going to wind that play clock all the way down. To the air, it's Bowman. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
That's how you blow up the screen pass if you're on defense. You got to hit the quarterback fast and force the incompletion.
This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, third and long coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
Man, we needed that so bad. We needed the football. Had to get a stop, forcing a turnover. Best case scenario, offense back on the field, trailing in the fourth quarter. Time to go win.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Comes out throwing on first down. Incomplete. He had it right in his hands for the pick, and I believe he might have been thinking about those big plays he's known for. Instead, it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Takes the handoff. It's Scatterbo. Just keeps picking up the tough yards and gets it down to the 26.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Sun Devils! They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the fourth. We've got a dandy going here, all tied up in the fourth quarter and about to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Presley. Slips through the line. Got a little room. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Cowboys!
What a great game, tied late in the ball game. Who's going to make the big play? They come up with it late, take the lead. Nice execution. It's hard to execute in these moments. People get tight. The score is tied late in the game. I don't want to mess up, but this offense doesn't worry about messing up. They put the ball in the end zone and take the lead.
They're lining up for the kickoff, and let's see if this return team can answer with a score of its own. He'll call for the fair catch here. Arizona State is going back on offense, and they come out looking for a spark. From the gun, give on the inside. Few things on offense as reliable as a tough power back as he plows his way ahead to the 33. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
And the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's so hard to defend.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Open space at the 25. They stop him at the 22. 15-yard pickup on the play and a first down just outside the red zone. And the Sun Devils come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to move it through the air. Setting up the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
And I think that call will leave people scratching their head. You know, you're down a possession. You got to go make something happen. The clock is ticking. Like, we got to take some shots down the field, or we got to get our butts out of bounds after we make those catches.
Looking to throw on second down. That's caught. It's Scatterbo. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
You know, and that's why this guy can play first, second, and third down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. And they're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but we're seeing it specifically on this drive.
And after the pickup gets to the sidelines to stop the clock and keep this drive going as they try to save themselves late. And wait just a second, the official's going to take a second look at this one. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. And guys, if they can somehow, some way find their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the fourth. Wide receiver now comes in motion. A first down run in the red zone. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. The Sun Devils come to the line in the hurry-up. Got it back on second and goal. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock.
Timeout, Arizona State.
A huge chance for points here on 3rd and goal, and if they can get it in, we might have ourselves a finish. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Lets it go to the end zone. And the pass is caught for a touchdown. And it looks as if we could be headed to overtime.
Man, this place is going nuts. Your offense comes through in the clutch when you need it. Great job. Now, baby, free football. Let's kick the extra point and go to overtime.
If they knock through the extra point, we'll be all tied up close to halftime. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive, and they've tied it up in the final seconds. Looks as if we might be headed for overtime. They'll grab the squib kick just inside the 10. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled.
1st and 10.
A first down for the offense. Looks like the offense will just take a knee.
That's the end of regulation with the score all time.
First play of the first possession of OT.
Here we go.
From the gun, running back gets to give. Ball's out. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it.
As a defender, you love the big hits. And you know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you get the big hit and force the fumble.
Defense has its back against the wall as they try to extend this game and force another overtime. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run it up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
Using his legs, it's Gordon. They want to make sure they stay in position for their kicker. The offense will use a timeout with a critical down coming in overtime. Third down now, and putting anything on the board will make them a winner here in OT. Leaves it with the back. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage, they create separation, they wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Right down the middle. The kick is good. A game winner in overtime. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. It always comes down to a few key plays in a game like this, but to lose in overtime, just an absolute kick in the gut.
It's a kick in the gut, and you remember those exact plays, Reese. The things I could have done a little bit better, or the ball could have bounced my way. Just a few of those little plays make the difference in winning or losing the ball game.
And I think as players too, David, you know, when you watch the film, you didn't do enough, but you definitely had some positives out there on the field. Guys stepped up, guys delivered, and put you in a position to win. In the end, moving forward, when the game's on the line, you got to be able to close games out.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.